Arsenal 2, Fulham 1. And do you know what? It could have actually been 2-2 with the last header of the game. But would that have really been deserved? I don't think so. I don't think Fulham really caused us much problems tonight, if I'm honest with you. And I think after watching them against Crystal Palace, I kind of got what I expected from them. They're not a bad side, Fulham. They set up in a low block. They went 5 at the back. They made it tricky for us in the first half. And if I'm honest with you, majority of Arsenal fans thinking that was one of the most deadest first halves in a long time. We had a couple of chances and a couple of half chances, I would say, but nothing spectacular other than, of course, the goal. The second half, though, I really felt Arsenal came out. I thought we were superb in parts. I thought we were excellent going forward. It just seemed that we maybe took the shackles off, but perhaps Fulham actually needed to open up a little bit more of the game, and it weren't so much sit there in a low block. I thought the Emirates atmosphere tonight was going to be a little bit flat. I thought it was going to be a little bit dead, and in the first half I thought, yeah, that's probably what I expected. But in the second half we were lifted by one of my favourite players, and I think I've got to say it now, he's probably one of my all-time favourite players already, Bukayo Saka. When he came on and he warmed up, the crowd were really getting behind him. And then when he came on, it was beautiful to see. But actually what was even better was the goal. And I thought it was the goal of the night. I know we didn't have many to pick from, but certainly the move. And we made some nice moves, to be honest, Arsenal tonight in the second half. But that was a really good one, man. Martinelli, more on him in a minute. Marino gets there, nice little 1-2. And Martinelli's little flick is just exceptional. But Saka's there. And it's one of my favourite celebrations I've seen in a long time. It wasn't the actual iconic celebration as such. It wasn't something that you'll remember in terms of what the guy did. He didn't do anything but smile. I saw the relief, I saw the joy, and I saw the same on fans' faces. I've not celebrated that goal for a while because it just feels so good for him to come back. He has been missed so much. Bukayo Saka is a player that I really love, and tonight proved why. I don't think you can be a football fan and not appreciate Bukayo Saka, the guy. Not appreciate what he's done for Arsenal so far and how he's carried us for the last few years, to be fair. Now, what would have been even better is him carrying us across the line to get us a trophy, but it hasn't been so far. Where would we be with him if he would have stayed fit December the 21st until the 1st of April? And he certainly didn't come back on April Fool's Day and make himself look like a fool. He was brilliant. And I've been saying it for a while that we've missed him, and if I'm honest with you, I'm more disappointed that no one's actually stepped up in his absence. I think when Martin Odegaard had that knock in the early part of the season, we saw Bukayo Saka step up and step forward. We haven't seen anybody do that when Bukayo Saka's been out. The closest to it has been Ethan Nwaneri. Now that's not a player that should be stepping into his place in his absence, because at 17 years old, he's still got a hell of a lot to learn, right? I thought he was a fairly quiet tonight. I thought there was parts that he did pretty well. But I've got to mention Gabriel Martinelli, because if I'm honest with you, I thought Gabriel Martinelli tonight showed some of the glimpses of what we have seen and perhaps what we've missed over the last few years. Unai Emery, when he first allowed Gabriel Martinelli into this side, he was playing him through the middle when he looked electric. When he was coming on in the first team, he was making a lot happen. Tonight was the Martinelli that I saw back then. Everything he did going forwards was intent to try and get that ball across. And do you know what? Every time he delivered a cross, it was fairly decent. The problem we got at the moment is there's no one there to kill it off and no one to finish it off. I thought he was a massive part of the goal. It's a great 1-2 with Marino. It's a brilliant flick and an assist for Saka, who's got an easy header to put it in. I was massively impressed with Gabriel Martinelli tonight. I really was. That's one of the best performances I've seen from Gabby in some time. And he was close to being player of the match for me tonight, because every time he got the ball, he had that intent to drive forward. And I've always kind of been told that I make excuses for him and that it's not just about passion and desire and work rate, but that kind of makes Gabby, in my opinion. Gabriel Martinelli has always worked hard, and he's always tracked back, and he's always been a player who I think gives his all and 110%. I love his attitude, I love his mentality, and I've said that I want to keep him. A lot of people want him sold, a lot of people want him upgraded on. I'm not going to deny that perhaps we need another left winger that might be able to at least give him a little bit of strong competition so that he has a little bit of a kick up the backside, because I'm not sure that Trossard actually does that. But what I will say about Gabriel Martinelli tonight is that there was no one that can say his performance wasn't impressive tonight. And I've got to be honest with you, I think he was tonight taking on his man a lot more and beating his man a lot more. How many times have we seen him go to the byline and then cut inside and cut it back? Tonight he was actually showing a little bit of his skill. He was expressing himself a bit. He was allowing what I thought has always been one of his attributes to come across tonight really well. So really impressed with him, thought he was excellent. Particularly in the first half, I thought Timber and Partey were absolutely brilliant. Partey tonight, to be fair to him, just shows how casual he is on the ball and how comfortable he is on the ball. I thought as well, Julian Timber, excellent, absolutely excellent. But there is worries because Timber's gone down, and also, if I'm honest with you, Gabriel doesn't look good either. Now Timber walked off, and hopefully it's not nothing serious. Gabriel kind of limped off, and you could see by his face that I'm not so sure that he's going to be playing on Saturday, let alone against Real Madrid. So yeah, I don't feel like there's a chance for Gabriel Martinelli to make that game unless it's not serious. I haven't heard anything. I've not been given updates. We don't know yet. I think it's way too early. But for me, Gabriel, we need that player to be playing against Real Madrid. We really do, and I hope it is nothing serious, because I'll be really, really peeved if that is the case and he's out now. Because for me, Kivior, as much as he was okay tonight, there was a couple of mistakes for him tonight that you see, and you just know it's not Gabriel. That partnership of Gabriel and Saliba has to be fit, in my opinion, to give us a chance, and that is now my biggest worry. If we do find that Gabriel is out for a length of time, I'm going to be really worried about the Real Madrid game, I can't lie to you, and I think that's probably the only negative tonight. Timber, obviously, we've got to assess. Ben White with a niggle tonight. Calafiori still out. We've got a lot of injuries at the back. You know, and that's not even mentioning Tomiyasu, who, let's be real, is always injured, yeah? That's a massive, massive worry, if I'm honest with you, because how many defenders have we got? Are we going to have to be playing Kieran Tierney? Are we going to have to be playing Kivior? Are we going to have to play Zinchenko? Some of these names might actually get a chance against Real Madrid if Gabriel and Timber are bad. We hope and cross everything that they're going to be okay, because tonight they were really good. I mean, Timber in particular, I thought tonight was excellent. I thought most that he did was superb. I think we've underappreciated, one, how good the signing is, but two, how well he's come back from an ACL. The whole season he's played, he's kicked pretty much every single football for Arsenal this season. He's played at right back, he's played at centre back, and he's played at left back, and I think it needs to be appreciated how good he is. So for me, I've been really impressed with his performances consistently, and I think that, you know, doing combined 11s with people and talking about Gabriel and Saliba, Timber kind of mentions, in my opinion, along that bracket as well. Raya tonight, I don't think he had too much to do. Bit disappointed in us conceding, but I don't think he was really at fault for it. Miles Lewis-Skelly probably was. I think he got caught out of position. I think he was a bit too high up. But my God, is he so comfortable on the ball. I said earlier in the show that I really recognise Moussa Dembele on the ball in him. I think the way that he drives forward with that football, he looks so fearless. He looks with intent. He wants to try and do all the positives that we can moving forward. In midfield, I thought Rice worked tremendously hard. Partey was by far one of our best, and then went back to right back. Marino dropped back into midfield, allowed Trossard to go through the middle when the subs come on. And then you've obviously got Ethan, one area I've touched on, who I thought was had a little bit more of a quieter night. I want to mention Martin Odegaard, because tonight, as much as I didn't think he was outstanding again, and I thought there was a great opportunity that he missed and skied over the bar from a brilliant piece of skill from Martinelli yet again, who got the ball across beautifully. He skied it and should have done better. But there were a couple of really good passes from him tonight that actually, if they would have gone in, he would have got a couple of assists with. Obviously, he set up Gabriel Martinelli for the goal, but obviously it was called offside. There was a brilliant way to pass for him. There's a really good ball through as well. Great bit of play actually from him and Timber. And Timber ended up having the shot saved by Leno. But really, Fulham didn't have much to do. And I know they scored, and Kivior might have to look at himself defensively, and obviously Miles Lewis-Skelly also. That left-hand side, if I'm honest, against Real Madrid is definitely an inexperienced one. So we have to be very careful if that is going to be what we go with along the way. But if I'm honest with you, I think Marino tonight, I don't think we're missing Kai Havertz like people say we are. If I'm honest with you, I don't think there's much of a difference between what Kai Havertz was doing and what Mikel Merino is doing. Marino is a focal point. Marino has aerial ability. And Marino is scoring goals. That's basically what Kai Havertz was doing. So I don't believe that we're missing Kai Havertz perhaps as much as what people are saying we do. And I think if we was to have everybody fit right now, obviously Saka we miss, but do we massively miss Kai Havertz? It's a great question. You know, I spoke to my mum tonight, and obviously she's not a Kai Havertz fan, as we all know, right? I actually agree with her though. I don't think that we miss Kai Havertz, like some potentially thought that we were. Are we getting pulled over here, Dad? What's happening? But I do feel personally that Kai Havertz, as much as we do miss a striker, a focal point at times, I don't know that we're really missing many of his attributes. I've got to be really honest with you. And I think it just proves the need for a striker even more, if I'm honest with you. I think Jesus being injured, Kai Havertz as well, is obviously a miss because we're struggling for, well, anybody, if I'm honest with you, up top. But Mikel Merino, he's been alright. He's been an auxiliary striker. He's done his job. He scored some goals. We don't want to see it much longer. I don't want to see it against Real Madrid. I'd love to see a front three of Ethan, Martinelli and Saka starting, if I'm honest with you. But I'm not too sure what we're going to see, if I'm honest. It's going to be very interesting for me, actually, to see the lineup against Real Madrid. Let's see what Bukayo Saka turns up against these teams. Because for me, I would do exactly the same against Everton. Bring him on for 20 minutes, see what he can do to impact the game. And then he's had 40 minutes of football, training sessions, and then I think you start him against Real Madrid. I think you just have to. I think what you need to do is show Real Madrid that you've got your best 11. And Bukayo Saka's a part of that. Is Gabriel going to be a part of it? Let's hope he's got a week to recover. Doesn't look too great, but at least he didn't get stretchered off. Timber likewise walked off hobbling. Let's hope that he's going to be okay. It might be that we have to change it up against Everton. I don't know what we're going to do. If we've got Timber and Gabriel out on Saturday, we might have to just take an L and go, do you know what, let's just put Kivior. Miles Lewis-Skelly might have to go at right back, or Partey might have to go at right back. Kieran Tierney coming into the mix. We might have to try and do something like that against Everton. But you know what? It's not massively important that we beat Everton. It is massively important we put in a performance to try and do all we can to beat Real Madrid. And I think it's going to be very difficult. You know, a very, very difficult game. We know what we're coming up against. Three of the best players in world football right now, Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe. We're coming up against a midfield that could consist of Valverde or Camavinga or Tchouameni or Jude Bellingham, Luka Modric. All these players that are going to be playing against us, we know what they're about. We know what they're about. But I don't think Real Madrid will be happy that they're playing Arsenal. I don't think Real Madrid will be buzzing that they got Arsenal, that they're going to be having home and away. They're going to believe it to be a tricky game. I think they're going to potentially look at low blocking us. Carlo Ancelotti can do it. He did it against Manchester City, let's not forget. So it could be difficult to break them down. I just hope that we've got our best 11. That's all I pray. Now, we're not going to have our best 11 because obviously Kai Havertz is out. But as I've just mentioned, I don't believe Kai Havertz to be the most important player at Arsenal. So for me, I think there's an opportunity for us to actually go and give Real Madrid a good game. Everton first at the weekend. We see who's fit for that one. But if I'm honest with you, tonight's performance really did stand out with a few. Timber in particular, Partey in particular, Saka when he came on, I think, you know, the impact was superb. But Gabriel Martinelli, I'm just going to give him man of the match tonight because I really enjoyed his performance individually and I felt like he needed that, he deserved that. And it would have been even better if the goal would have stood. Obviously it was offside, and it was offside. We did watch it back and it is offside. But we deserved to win tonight. The second half performance in particular, I thought we were much better than Fulham. So we moved to Saturday. Hopefully, fingers crossed, some of our players are back for the Everton game, and then it's rolled on Real Madrid. Big up to everyone for listening. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit subscribe, and we will see you next time. Take care, people.